Good afternoon, I'm Roberta Eaton-Cheadle, and I'm going to share my review of Dead of Winter, Journey 4, The Old Road by Teagan, Genevieve. The fourth journey in the Dead of Winter kicks off with an exciting prologue, which features an important reflection by the ancient Haldas about the binding. This is an important concept in this book, and it is essential to read the prologue with careful consideration. The prologue also tells about Haldas' sister, Iriu, who is doomed to suffer for centuries. I was left wondering whether Iriu was linked to the red-headed Boban, who is a central character to this particular journey. I ended my review of Journey 3 wondering if more would be revealed about the mysterious and beautiful Boban, and in this fourth journey, the reader does learn a lot more about her and her young sidekick, adoptive son, Halgir. Journey 4 also brings Emlyn's tutor, Ossibid, back into the tale in a rather interesting and extraordinary way. The scenes involving Ossibid are tense and filled with anxious action. More about Ossibid and her earlier life is also revealed in this exciting journey. The overall tension is upped significantly in this episode, with the White Wolf making a reappearance as a guide to both Ossibid and Emlyn. There are preparations for potential defense of the group by the male members, and this causes Emlyn some concern. A new goddess is also introduced, and Emlyn has a strange and unexpected encounter with her, which adds to the mystery and leaves the reader wondering about what lies ahead for Emlyn and the group of Deus Martyrs she is traveling with. This series is shaping up into an exciting story with all the mystery and charm of the Chronicles of Narnia. And now I'm going to read you a short extract from Journey 4. As she came close to the tree, the surrounding air shimmered. A faint hum tickled her ears. Wondering where the sound came from, she turned around and looked back towards the camp. The air was suddenly cold. A hard gust of wind blew smoke all the way from the campfire into her face. Oddly, the young trees there did not stir. Emlyn threw up a hand to shield her stinging eyes. For a moment she couldn't see, but she heard sounds of the others moving around. The sharp hiss of a sword being drawn was added to the unseen actions. Unaccustomed to the sounds of weaponry, she was nervous. Roughly, she rubbed her eyes. When she opened them, there was a man, nearly as tall as Halgir. He was only a few strides away. He wore strange, loose-fitting robes, similar to drawings she had seen in one of Ossibid's history books. His clothing looked like that of an ancient sect of clerics. She tried to remember the lesson. There had been religious and political scandals and even murder. It was hard to remember the details because Emlyn had found it difficult to absorb the convoluted situation. The man's head tilted far to one side as if he was overtly curious. As he walked towards her, his face held the fiercest expression Emlyn had ever seen. An angry red blister went around his neck. Staring right at Emlyn, he did not slow his pace. The look of him was so frightening that she wanted to run, but it felt like her feet were rooted to the ground. Then he simply disappeared. The unpleasant stench of sulfur overlaid the mildew odor. However, nothing else of him remained. It was as if he had never been there at all. Thank you very much for listening.